Welcome back to Building Your Empire with Sophie Zoe. I'm Sophie Zolman, the host of the show and the owner and CEO of Sophie Zoe Next Level Business Support. Today, we're going to talk about turning your strategy into action. Because what good is a strategy if you don't do anything with it? So, to grow your business, you need a great strategy that works for you, your business model, your way of doing things, and the goals that you have because everybody defines success differently. And so you need a strategy that is conducive to you doing and getting to the goals that you have for your business. And strategy and planning and all of that is a big part of business, but I hate to say it, but you can use strategy to get to where you want to go in life in general as well. So here we go. Implementing the strategy is going to be your next step. Well, how do you do that? Where do you get started? First, you're going to break down that strategy into small, clearly defined steps. You're going to create a plan basically of when you need to do things, in what order, and the things that need to happen within those different steps. And then next, you're going to define who handles what. You're going to look at the things that only you can do first and write those down, plan those out. And then everything else needs to be delegated to your team or to others in your business that can do these things for you. Because remember, it's not all about doing it all yourself, because doing it all yourself takes way more time, can be very frustrating and overwhelming, especially if you don't know how to do most of the stuff on that plan of action to implement that strategy. And then third, we got to talk money, of course. You got to make sure you have your budget set for the tools, the tech, and any overhead that you may have for implementing your strategy. And here's the thing, don't scrimp on team. Don't scrimp on getting the help you need to do this, because doing it yourself to save money is yet again overwhelming, stressful, frustrating, and super slow. And that's usually how people get stuck into the hustle grind mode, because it's like they're doing it all themselves. They got to do, and they don't get anything really done, or they don't get it done well because their focus is split. They're stressed about doing all the different things. Make sure you have what it takes to have a team of people to help you implement your strategy, because that is ultimately the most effective way, and it allows you to do it with ease and grace and time and space, as you all know is my mantra for this year and beyond. I am giving up that whole hustle grind, do it all myself. I love my team. I delegate everything I can to them always. And there are things that I like to hold on that are dear to my heart. Those are the things, as long as I'm good at them, which usually I am, and as long as they don't interfere with me doing what is most important to the business and the things that I absolutely have to do, then I can keep those on my plate, so to speak. But I do try to keep that to a minimum. And when people around me, my lovely strategist Kelly O'Neill, my team, the people in my world, including my husband, start looking at me and go, "You're doing too much," I have actually learned to listen, and I work on a plan to get it off my plate. I look at what I'm doing and go, "Oh my gosh, they're right. I got lost in the doing part just because that's what happens." I've been a get shit done person in this entire time I've been in this business and in this world. And that's over 20 years of doing this work. And I'm all about getting shit done, getting results, taking care of my clients with the utmost next level support that I can. And sometimes I get lost in doing it myself because I love taking care of my people and I love doing this stuff for them. But doesn't matter how much you love it, if it interferes with the key components that you need to do to implement your strategy, to grow your business, to do what you want to do, you've got to stop and reconfigure and reconvene and delegate more to the team. Even if that means you have to do some SOPs to teach them how to do it, do it. Fourth, put your plan in writing and meet face to face. I mean, you've got to write it all down. And quite frankly, I'd rather you put it all in a project management system like Asana or Teamwork or Trello, whatever works for you, because what's written down on paper or even on a Word doc on your computer doesn't get anywhere if it's not somewhere where the team can see it and help you plan it, strategize it, or plan it and implement it. And the best thing to do is one of those tools that are in your budget for the growth of your company, for the investment in the company. Because remember, all of these things are not costs, they're investments, investments in yourself, investments in the business. Because the more you invest in yourself and the business, the easier it's going to be to grow it, to get where you want to go, and to achieve that success you desire. So don't forget, you've got to put it in writing, but then you've also got to put it in a place where your team can work with it and take care of it for you. So you have to write it down. And if that means putting it directly in the system, that's okay too. But that's what your team's for. Have meetings with the team, with different people on the team individually if needed, so that the implementation team has as much clarity as they can possibly get to get started. And because clarity is key here. If you have this great strategy and this great plan and it's very vague and you have a hard time sharing it with your team, it's not going to go well. And so rely on your team to help you get that clarity, help you clarify things, because there may be aspects of the strategy that you need to implement that you don't really know how it's going to do it, how you can do it. And your team is there to go, hey, we can do this, or we can get this tool, whatever the case may be. So make sure you're creating that plan to implement your strategy in a place where the team can see it, where you all can make sure it's completely clear and it's step by step. Please, step by step. Don't just say, go do this, and not have any steps that, go with it. And that's, your team manager, your OBM, whatever you have leading the team, and being your right hand and the liaison between you and the team, because you do need that person as well. They can get it all organized and they can give the step by step in Asana or in Teamwork and assign it accordingly to whoever is doing these tasks. And last but not least, and sometimes the most important thing that people leave out, is meet regularly to monitor the progress, i.e., metrics, KPIs, tracking what you're doing to see what's working and what's not, so that you can make necessary adjustments. You can change the plan before it fails if it's looking like it's going to fail, if it's not doing as well as you want it to do. You have to continue to monitor the metrics, keep the reports going, and that's, again, your team is going to be there tracking those things. They help you set the key KPIs and metrics of success, and then they monitor them and track them and they report them to you. And that requires regular meetings as well. So this is the deal, guys. You have to have a strategy to grow your business to wherever you want it to go, to do in it what you want to do in it. Strategy is the most important thing. But a strategy is no good if you don't take action and implement that strategy. And having an all-in-one implementation team, or a group of people you have by your side helping you, whether that's your fellow partners, anything like that, because you may not be solo. You may have a partnership, or you may have a board of people that, work together for this company. Whatever it is, strategy is number one, implementing is number two, and tracking your success is number three of the overarching piece of this. But all those steps, breaking the strategy down into defined steps, determining who handles what by when, aligning the money to go with the strategy, with the implementation of it, so that you have what it takes to cover the investment it takes to implement the strategy. Be sure you write it down and put it in a project management tool, and meet regularly to track those metrics and make sure you're meeting your KPIs and the success that you want. So if you're ready to implement your strategy and you need help, let's chat. We can talk about the different ways you can implement it, the different tools you can use, and how you can grow your team or hire an all-in-one team to help you get there. So that's all that I have for you this week. I'm so grateful that y'all stopped by, and look for the replay on all your podcast apps out there. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.